10 seconds. Well, it's like a 10-second countdown, and then yeah.
Ready? We're live now.
Yeah. Yes. I think that's what that means. We
Mute my phone here. It's okay. I mean, it's a cold open. I guess. No, I don't think that's the right term. So it's like a cold open. We don't really have a plan for it, really. But welcome everybody. Sony After Hours support extra during the day because not after hours. My name is Derek. With me is, of course.
What's up, everybody? This is Larry. How you doing?
That guy, wherever he is. Larry, of course. If you're new here, thanks for joining us. I see a lot of names in there that familiar with. So shout out to everybody. How you doing? Welcome. But for those of you who might be new, what exactly are we doing? Honestly, we're kind of just here to talk about stuff. We don't really have an agenda per se. However, after it was sort of a close shave last time in getting out to the bus to get my daughter. We need to kind of cut these down a little bit because our initial plan was to make this 30 minutes. We haven't done that yet, but we do need to do that because actually this is sort of the middle of our workday and we're kind of just doing this because we want to connect with everybody. So keep interacting, getting some engagement, likes, all that stuff. We love it. We love to see it. It helps show that our bosses that we should be doing this. But Larry,
look, man. So in the spirit of us making sure that we try to keep this down to 30 minutes, we're going to go ahead and wrap up now. Guys, we want to thank you all for joining us. If there's any last minute questions that you have that you want to throw in, I'm just kidding. That's typically how it goes. Think about it, man. It takes us like 45 minutes to sign off, which is a great thing because I appreciate the engagement. I know you do as well. So but it's always these things. These shows were only supposed to be 30 minutes long. I think our last one went, an hour 20 or something like that. So that was insane. So it's all good.
Yeah, it was a lot for sure. Okay, so let's start off with questions. Of course, any questions that you have, let us know in the comments. We'll do our best to answer them. We're going to stick to this 30 minutes. And now only 26 left. This is going to go so fast, which is going to be crazy. But of course, we will have the emails too. I did see... Coffee says, "Hey there, guys. Any chance I get a live reply of the email I sent y'all last week?" I don't know if it's under that name. So, and I don't want you to necessarily call your name out in the moment.
Give us a part of your give us a part of your email address, and that may
or the topic, or even send me an email now. I literally have it open at the moment. So, but while you're doing that. Coffee, take your time, no rush. We can start to answer some of the questions. We'll start up at the top there. Mr. Michael Beckerman with a couple of good questions. Let's start. Yes, there was a video posted today about some of the Google updates that are sort of in the process of rolling out. Some of the features are still coming out as well. Right. There we go. There we go. I turned my noise canceling off. So good question. What button pulls up the new panel? So it's actually just pressing and holding the home button, whatever you happen to be in. We'll slide that little menu in, actually be from this side for you guys, to give you access to that stuff with the new updates. And it is still rolling out. So you may not have all these features yet. So just stay tuned for some of that stuff.
Derek, give them the confidential rollout plan. How about that? That'd be great. I know you know.
Soon. Stay tuned. I do not disclose, confidential stuff because, I know everybo's here for the Larry show, and I'm just here to kind of just fill in the gaps here. Well, in between Larry's sass, but I need to keep this job because I want to. So, just saying. Just kidding. Let's see. Also followed up with, is the new home panel accessible for all Google TV users now, or just ones that have Google smart home devices connected to their home network? So my understanding, I haven't seen it yet in full action aside from the assets that were created for us. So we didn't really try it, but you can still pull up the home panel. It just depends on what will be there is based on what you actually have connected. So
correct. Yeah. And the second half of that question is the idea is to bring the same experience that you have on your Google Home app, whether it's on iOS or Android, the same accessibility to be able to see cameras, control things such as your air conditioning or heating unit. It's that time of year. the idea is to just bring that experience and that level of control to the television. So all the rules will still apply. It has to be something that's either Matter enabled or works with Google, or a first party Google or Nest product. So that's sort of the stipulations on being able to have that kind of control.
Very nice. Larry, you want to give some shout out to some people? I'm actually going to see if I can track down this email.
Oh man, yeah. First of all, big shout out to Will Tech. Your message just made my day. So Will Tech says, "Hey guys, the highlight of my week has started." Real talk, Will. This is the highlight of my work week. And I sat there. I was thinking about this earlier. I forgot to mention this to you, Derek. There are probably people on the outside that follow us or subscribe to the channel. If you don't, you should. So please do that. That think our job, our 40-hour plus week job, is literally us talking on the phone and then going live and making videos. Like, I think that's like, if anyone on the outside of Sony world sums up our job, that's probably what their perception is. And this is probably why everyone wants our job. But this is the part of the job we enjoy the most. Yeah, John just mentioned that the sum total of John's job is PowerPoints and thumbnails. So
we kind of do that too.
Yeah, in spreadsheets, yeah. Can't. Shout out Heaven Alita. Thank you again for once again joining us. What's good? Joey B. Yeah. Joey B. I'm going to say this publicly. All right. There was a package that was attempted to be delivered this morning, but unfortunately, no one was there to receive it. I'm just saying, my friend. Derek made good on his promise. So be looking for a little sticker, probably affixed to your door or something like that. Andrew says, "What's up? What's up, Andrew?" I'm just kind of going down the list real quick. Malcolm Walker. Thanks, Malcolm, for being here as always, brother. Malcolm, you're in Texas, right? Malcolm's in West Texas, right? Not to just like divulge his.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right. What's good? All right. I think we're caught up, Derek. You got your stuff ready. Was that enough filler time from Larry?
I wish it was. Coffee, I don't see the email in here. I did a search for Coffee, as well as the
Coffee said, okay. So Coffee said it's a long email that you can skip through all of it and get to the bullet points. So maybe we got sort of some clues, some breadcrumbs
here. I'm a little concerned about that, actually.
That's all right. Let's see. Yep. Let me scroll through here. There's a couple of them. Sam,
all right, can you double check me and just make sure I'm not crazy, if you could, in the email? I'm not seeing the one from Coffee. I don't know. I hope I didn't mess something up here. I did a search and stuff, so we're gonna find out. It's I kind of feel bad about that. I'm not gonna lie.
Derek, there are a lot of things with crazy. Crazy is not one of them. But
that is the thing. So we're gonna still look into that.
Oh, yeah. Sam's got a question. What's up, Sam? Sam says, "Hey, you guys popping up at different times now." So here's the breakdown. We're gonna continue our late night after hours show that happens monthly. And the great thing about that is, guys, we fly to California to put that show together for you all. And it's a testament to you all support. And then also the support that we have from our Sony family here. But every Wednesday at 1:30 Central Time, I'll say that's like the middle of the country, so that's easy. Every Wednesday, 1:30 Central, Derek and I will be live here with you all. The only exception is if we are going to do an evening show on that same Wednesday, then we won't have the day show. We'll just do the night show. But yeah, you can catch us here every week at this time. We're going to be consistent. So yeah, thanks for asking.
Nice. That. Cool. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I hear DS says no A95 update in Europe. Sorry, I don't have any information on that, but definitely let us know. I know that I've had a couple of emails as well, people asking about it, and it's tough for us because even though we're still under the big umbrella of Sony, we're still separate regions, so we are not part of their communication chain, unfortunately. So it's hard to get some of that. We do know some people, but
yeah, and I know after the last show, Derek reached out, and then even our team here looked to try to get some kind of information. But if you think about it like this, the TVs that are released, and Derek said it were from a regional standpoint, the TVs that were released in the US have a specific set of sort of working features. There's definitely differences between what's in Europe and then what's here. You can start with 50 hertz versus 60 hertz, right? Like, I mean, you can just start there. So there are some differences in the TV. So it's not as easy as saying, okay, one fix for one should be one fix for all. I'm confident that our team, just as Derek and I were confident that for the North American market, we were working on this update. I'm confident that the next phase of this is to get it to roll out to Europe. So just be a little bit more patient, and we'll have something for you guys soon.
Yep, absolutely. Will Tech's got a couple of questions though that are as per usual, a little challenging. I appreciate it, kind of expected. You have made a name for yourself. You're very memorable for us with the putting us into interesting situations. So, but you know, in the spirit of, obviously we want to address everything, because that's really what we're doing here, is making sure that we're hearing all this information and taking some notes and sharing anything that we need to with the appropriate people. But starting with the first one from the latest shootout, Sony's auto dimming was annoying and quick to take hold. We're talking about a couple of minutes. Auto dimming is unacceptable, and others felt similar, and Sony needs to address this. So we can't speak on what exactly happened in the UK with that, because they're using the European products. They also, from what I understand, they don't have the latest firmware update. So I don't really know if that's been addressed or what is actually happening with the latest firmware that will come out. So definitely we'll take that feedback back and share that. But yeah, I mean, that's fair. If people are not happy with what we have, that's what we want to hear, so we can share that and try to make sure we appeal to as many people as we possibly can. So fair question, fair comment. We'll definitely bring that up. Let's see. You said last video, use the TV remote to turn off the TV to start the background pixel refresh. Stated it will not happen if you use an app. Does this mean it will not happen if you use a universal remote? Shouldn't be the case, right? I don't know, actually.
Right. Yep. Let me take that one. First, I want to give a little bit more context to the first part of that question. It does not, the panel refresh doesn't necessarily work every single night when you power the TV off utilizing the remote. Each model, each panel size with respect to our OLEDs or QD-OLEDs have an internal timer. So they will change, that timing will be different per model, per display size. However, if you do use the universal remote, it still will trigger it, because it's using the same IR code or RF, IR, whatever. It's using the same IR code to be able to trigger it. So the TV is just reading the actual IR code, and then that lets it know. It's when you use like either, I don't know, like a control 4 system, or if you're using voice commands to turn it off or things of that nature, that's where it differs. But any universal remote, any Sony remote will definitely still trigger the proper refresh, panel refresh that you need when it's set for that time.
Nice, cool. Let's see, Vedant. I have issue with A95L center channel buzzing with theater quad, and it won't resolve despite using include HDMI and aux cable or an Audio Quest 1. What can be done to resolve this? I would reach out if you're still having the issue. You've changed cables and checked all that stuff, put them in together, reconnected them, reseated them, I think is the right term. Doing just a basic soft reset. Try reaching out to Sony support, honestly, at that point, and see if they can offer some other additional ideas of what else you can check to see if it's another issue of some sort. So that would be my recommendation there. Let's see. Yeah, Will Tech. Whoa, my thing jumped here. Where did you go? There you are. A95L is dimmer in standard game mode than calibrated picture modes. HDR drops in a bunch of numbers. Can Sony fix? It's interesting, and maybe, I know people use their, I'm just making notes here real quick, use their TVs for different scenarios, different lightings in the room and stuff like that. I game on mine literally every night, and it's plenty bright to me from an HDR experience, though I am in a basement with a little bit of bias lighting behind the TV itself. So if people have done these comparisons, obviously in a brighter room, you probably would notice that, but I don't know, but we'll share that for sure.
Definitely will share. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah,
14 minutes left. We've gotten nowhere. All right, let's.
I'm trying to find Coffee's email. Thank you, Coffee, for giving this, but I'm trying to find that email, but I am not finding it.
Yeah, if you could re-forward it to us, then maybe we can get to it today. Hopefully, if you're able to do that, that would be great. Worst case, we'll follow up. Yeah, it's actually pinned up at the top after hours support at Sony.com. After hours support. So there's 2 S's there, something that's missed. So Larry's trying to point to it wherever it is.
I got it. I'm getting better.
If we don't get to it today, we'll have more shows. So hopefully you'll be able to join us, and we'll address whatever this particular one is. All right, let's see. I'm going to see if I can firmware for update or firmware for Europe. Honestly, like I said, I don't know, and I know I'm way behind. I'm 10 minutes behind now, trying to catch up on these. Okay.
You're good.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Which one? What did you see? No.
I was just gonna say that mainly just because this is one I don't have an answer to. I know we don't have an answer to because I don't think there is a specific one for it. We'll check with those hot questions. How many hours of use can a user expect the newer OLED TVs to get before they start to lose brightness? How many hours until half-life? I really think it depends on use, really.
Right. I've never
getting crazy.
No, it's because we always look at half-life with respect to our projectors, and that's the space where we usually live there. But this is a great opportunity to mention that on our show coming up on John. When is our after hours show? What date? December 12th, maybe December 12th. We're gonna have JT, and JT has a complicated title, but it's like technology manager. Is like I'll just shorten it to that. JT will be our guest on our next show, and also we'll have a surprise guest also, by the way. But JT will be our guest, and he will be the person that will know what that answer is and whether or not he can share. So we will give him the heads up about that, though. It's a good question.
Yep.
I've had my A8. I have an A8G. Okay, that is in Derek. You have an A1E, and I know John has an A1E. And I don't know if you guys have experienced any degradation in brightness on yours.
Nothing that I noticed. And I mean, I haven't used mine now in probably 2 or 3 months, but that still means, what is it, 7 years old now, I think? Something like that. So it definitely wasn't perceived as being dimmer. And considering that was first gen for Sony, and 7 years of technology and OLED panels has changed dramatically. So, just got that email. Okay. Cool.
That's a flex. John's talking about burning his retinas with his Z9. I know you guys can't hear him, but that's definitely a flex.
All right. Can you want to hit a couple of these things? I'm going to read through this email real quick and see what we can address here.
Yep. Just Drop put a comment up there. I'm not even sure if I'm authorized or able to even just say it, but Core Series speakers are on sale on a very popular e-commerce website that we all probably spend a lot of prime time viewing and shopping. Some good Black Friday prices. I rock our Core Series speakers. In my theater room, I have 4 towers, 2 centers, and then I think we've talked about it before. I have 4 in-ceiling, but those are Spasatos back when Sony had in-ceiling speakers. I try to keep it real, but yeah, that's a good call out. Let's see. Oh yeah, so we'll have our Thanksgiving live show coming up that we'll talk about some of the great deals that we're gonna have for Black Friday.
We do. When is this happening? I didn't get the memo, but okay.
Derek, I didn't get the memo anyway, but when the man in my ear starts talking to me, I become a puppet. I just spew out whatever he says. So there we go.
Well, I guess there we go. I did not know that. All right.
Let's see where we at. I'm trying to catch up.
Blue Hoodie Club. Yeah. Larry decided to copy me today. So, just
of all the times I wore a hoodie, it's so crazy how that happened.
Yeah. Let's see. What else did I see here? Bravicam going to be discounted for Black Friday. I don't know. I would check out your favorite place of purchase, your authorized dealer, or even directly at our website as well to see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
Bundle sales.
I'm gonna highly recommend it. That it'd be great for us to put that on sale,
Yeah,
considering we're now 3 generations of TVs that support it. So I think it'd be dope.
that would be. All right, we're looking at 8 minutes left. Let's see what else we can get to
I
in the
love Derek's
meantime.
discipline. Now, the game that's gonna happen now is Derek's discipline and time and me
It's
trying to disrupt it. Let's go.
this is one of those things that, like, and I know that's part of our balance, right? It's the yin and the yang of trying to make things
Yeah.
work. But yeah, I have this issue of, like, I said we're going to answer these questions. We got to answer these questions, and then I got that email as well, so that was sent. So we have
Okay, cool.
a couple of other additional questions. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything here as
Let me
well.
power
Oh,
through a couple of quick ones. Oh, which would you have one?
yeah, the one that saw that was up a little higher. X-Rake is asking, after the
Mhm.
firmware update A95L, Google TV is being rendered at 1080p instead of native 4K. Are you talking about the home screen, or is this
Or the
something
app?
else within, or yeah, a specific app or something like that? I've not noticed it.
It's a great
Um,
question.
I don't really spend a lot of time at the home screen, not gonna lie, because I don't have as much time as I'd like to on my TV. So when I'm in there, I just let's go. You know.
Bro, I just stare at my home screen all day waiting to get the home panel. What are you talking about? That's like the story of my life right now.
I mean, it's in your
And then
office, so that's different, you know.
it's true. And then I realized today that the home app hasn't launched yet. Oh,
Yeah,
not
it's
yet.
coming
Anyway,
soon,
it's
soon,
coming.
soon. I wish UK Sony had something like this. There's only one Derek and Larry. Just saying. But honestly, it's
But
been interesting to
Derek has a
see.
great accent. No, come on, Derek. Hit him with the British accent. I know you can. Do it.
No,
Do it.
no, I don't
Do
do
it.
accents. Maybe I'll practice for a future one, but yeah, it's interesting to see that we are sort of slowly influencing Sony globally in terms of this, because we started making our own videos the late 2020, or was it early 2021? Early 2021, I think, was like the first ones we saw posted. But in that time, we've done so many videos, we've tried lives, we've done all these different sort of styles, and they've started to kind of do some of that stuff too. So maybe they will. I don't know. It'd be interesting. Send us over there and talk to some people, or have a special guest from one of those other regions, possibly. That would be kind of cool, virtually, to figure out the timing. I like that idea. That's a smart idea. Okay. Let's see. Can we add Chromecast to Theater Quad? It would really, really help. I don't know if that's hardware. I'm guessing it might be. If it's hardware, not going to happen. If it's a firmware thing, possibly. I just don't think it is, but we can share that for sure. And it got real quiet. Oh, Larry, did you mute yourself? Can't hear you, Larry.
Yeah, I actually did mute myself because I was pecking away at my keyboard, and I know that that's loud and annoying, so I did mute myself. So my bad. Yeah, I was awkwardly quiet on that question because it's come up a lot regarding Chromecast, and as much as Derek and I can say is all of the questions and requests have definitely made their way to Tokyo, to our HQ in Japan. So we'll see.
Yeah, we might go a little over. We're gonna catch up here. Still owe Coffee some questions. Just real quick, GVerk, after the newest firmware update A95L, would not turn on after being off overnight until I unplugged the power cord. It was due to a cable matters Ethernet adapter I had connecting. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know why that would affect it, but interesting. Okay. Something I guess that we could be aware of if it's affecting the performance. Okay, Coffee.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay. There's some good technical questions here for you. Not like overly deep, but some good ones here. All right, let's see. Let's talk about this. Would you be able to expand technically on what you both mean, that's us, I guess, regarding Sony's image processing and motion technology compared to others? Would absolutely love a video breakdown of the budget level TVs and how Sony's technology is better. Any breakdowns are usually all for the B7 class and up. And that's fair. We typically don't go, I would say Bravia 7, that we don't really go into a lot of detail of what makes Bravia 3 great. Or even, we kind of did X90L when it launched, but
we did. Yep.
Yeah. And I would add this to it too, because maybe this will kind of help guide the conversation a little bit. What is the main difference between the X1 processor in Bravia 3 compared to the XR? It's sort of, here's where we start, and then here's where we go.
Okay. That's a good way to look at it. So Bravia 3 has the X1 4K HDR processor, which when you're talking about identifying, so look, before AI processing was a big deal, it was all from our technology standpoint, we talked about dual database processing. And I'm really going to get close to the edge on this one. When we compared us versus them, if you will, it was always the question of where are they getting their cloud-based image database from to be able to know what a cloud looks like, what a bird looks like, and all of these other objects. Because we do have not only just the motion picture studios and produce all of the Pro Series cameras and cinematic cameras that capture that, we also on the photography side of the business do the same thing. So we have a healthy, robust, we historically we have always had a healthy, robust database of these images. And what the processor would do in real time would be able to identify, here's information coming in that I feel is a bird, cross-reference with this, database of images, and used it to refine things like the detail separation in the feathers, or even the different shades in the coat of a cow. That couldn't have picked a better animal. Anyway, but that's the X1 processor, and why forever the X1 processor was the benchmark. I'm going to take it even closer. If you really scale back and you peel back the layers of marketing and you look at what other manufacturers are doing with respect to their processing, a lot of their bullet points sound more like X1 than they do like XR. What XR did, starting with the cognitive processing that we introduced 2 years ago, it took all of those things that the X1 processor does, and then now it translates it as the human brain would look. Like if we were in person, we would play this game of like if I hold my hand up, you'll focus on my hand. You still take in everything around me, but since I've held up my hand, that's the focal point of what I want you to see.
Uh-oh. Did we just lose him?
Our processor understands that in its other faces, other
Oh
reactions.
no.
What happened?
Oh no, what happened?
Okay, I'm back. Oh,
is it just me?
It got quiet in my ear.
Again?
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna keep talking there. Ultimately, it kind of comes down to he's coming back. I don't know.
Okay, I'm back, right, John? Am I back?
Yes.
Yeah, look, I got to keep rolling with this. I'm not letting this go. Okay, now we're definitely going to be late. No, but so backing up a little bit. So the cognitive elements of the XR processor takes everything that we've been doing with the X1 and then starts to interpret the information and adjust. I don't want to say it adjusts foreground or background because it's not defocusing like a camera lens would do, but it would adjust brightness levels and highlights based upon a heat map that would essentially say, this is what the director intended you to see. I try not to get too technical, but you have to understand that is a step beyond just artificial intelligence, because at the end of the day, artificial intelligence, AI processing just takes a set of instructions and it cross-references it with known data points and then delivers it. What our processor does is it goes a little step further to try to give a more realistic or lifelike experience based upon what we know director's intent is when capturing content the way it's captured. The last little 5 more seconds. The last little part of that is also because we've worked on the business side by helping innovate and develop 4K streaming codecs. Like you guys probably don't remember when Netflix first introduced 4K streaming to be able to be delivered at like 10 megabytes or 25 megabits, per second data transfer. That announcement was at CES as a part of a keynote speech with Sony, because the partnership was Netflix and Sony working on developing that technology. So every single app that you stream off of right now that delivers 4K over the internet or over the network is because of the innovation that was delivered by Sony. Once again, because we understand how that happens, because we understand how it's compressed and then unpackaged on a TV, this is why we can deliver that streaming experience better than anyone else. This is why we have partnerships with Netflix for our Netflix adaptive calibrated mode. This is why Prime Video came to us wanting to introduce Prime Video calibrated mode and what we're doing with live sports. This is why we do what we do, and you don't see others doing that. These aren't marketed, paid for tech that we just want to slap a certification on it because there's a dollar amount associated with it. These are true partnerships where engineers on both sides worked on it. That is why Sony, in my humble opinion, can do and deliver from a processing standpoint what no other TV manufacturer can do, and they'll just continue to play catch up. So I'm sure I went way too far, Derek, but
there you go.
I'm passionate about that conversation.
Yeah. So since you did that so well, and I'm looking something up really quick here too. So what is it that makes Sony's like Bravia, like the X1 processor still so great? Because obviously we talked about those differences, but what would make, how would you
it's
say
just that right. It's just that. So so I'll back up. So with respect to the Bravia 3 specifically, the number one, probably one of the most important jobs a processor has to do is backlight control. And if you really kind of peel back the layers, backlight control impacts several things. Your ability to control the background doesn't just handle contrast performance and color performance and things of that nature, but it also handles motion, because I know you mentioned motion as well. What that processor can do, it got real quiet again. Can you hear me?
You're good.
So your ear got like super quiet. Anyway, all right. Now I've got PTSD on. Anyway, what the X1 processor has always been able to do is be able to deliver this remastering level of upscaling. Again, calling back to dual data. Wow. Anyway, I forgot the name of it just that fast after saying it 17 times. It's not only what we've done with upscaling, but the X1 processor also focuses on contrast, clarity, and also motion. Here's a fun fact for you. Go look, and I haven't looked in a while, but go do this homework. Look at every other manufacturer's 60 hertz panels and see what they are calling their simulated refresh rate to be. Unless something has drastically changed, most of them are showing 60 hertz native panel, 120 hertz refresh simulated version. Because the processor works so hard on motion, and then to give you the why, it's a lot of engineering stuff that I can't share and don't know, to be frank. But our Bravia 3 does motion flow XR. Does motion flow XR, which is it is our simulated 240 hertz. We can get near 240 hertz refresh rate out of a 60 hertz native panel. This is why our 85-inch TVs, some of our 85-inch TVs still have 60 hertz panels, where that's like a no-no in most places of the world. So without being able to give like a technical breakdown on how many data points and and all the metadata it delivers, that processor has always been advanced way ahead of its time. And that's why we continue to keep it going forward at that price point.
Love it. Awesome. I know that's I know you're self-reflecting on, did I answer? Did that make any sense?
That's exactly what did it make sense? Like, sorry.
Last thing just to add on here, Coffee, because I don't want to leave anything on the table for you, but this one's pretty simple. Does the X90L Bluetooth 4.2 negatively impact hooking up earbuds versus the new Bravia's 5.3, thinking range, latency? Yeah, as you get into the higher profile numbers for Bluetooth, you do get that expanded capability. Of course, if it's bottlenecked by one device, you'll be kind of brought back to the limit of the 4.2. So technically, yes, if you do have a TV that supports 5.3, then you'll get the benefits of that extra range and quality and all those features that come along with it. I don't know the exact specification, but 90 Bluetooth. X90L Bluetooth 4.2 natively impact hooking up earbuds versus the new. Well, I'm going based off of this because I don't recall which TV had which Bluetooth protocol. But yeah, if your earbuds support the higher one, it's going to be limited by whichever device has the lower number.
Lowest common denominator. Yep.
Lowest, yeah. That makes sense. So hopefully that answers that. So let's quick burn through, and then we got to piece out of here because we're a little bit over. Not surprised. I knew we couldn't do it. John, we got to build a timer for next time. But I do want to say, I don't want to just say, okay, sorry, we're not going to answer any more questions. Fortunately, we're in the middle of our workday and we got stuff to do. But if you want to ask more questions, make sure to send an email or put them in the comments in the video after the live is over as well. We'll do our best to answer everything we can do to support you the best of our ability. There was somebody said their quad was one of their best purchases ever. I love it. That's awesome. Ashwin is in here about your question about the 120 hertz. Welcome. I don't know if I responded. I know I was looking into it last night. I did verify the issue that you showed with the console, and I did share that last night with Trey, and he said escalated, and that's what he said. So I don't know what's happening yet, but we're definitely looking into that for sure. All right, what else?
Alan Dawson, I love that question. John, do you see that one? Can you bring that one up?
Which one where is this?
Alan says, since you're talking about it, how does the X90L punch so far above its weight given no mini LED? Is it a special backlight control? Is it special backlight control process? It's almost like you lobbed that one. That's exactly
yeah.
For years, like the bane of our existence has been either at a trade show, events, retail training, or whatever the case may be that Derek and I have been doing, when someone would raise their hand and they would say, how many zones does the TV have? Or how many points of control? Like those are the questions. And our answer is like, I think I have it tattooed on my back somewhere. It says, it's not about it's not about the number of zones. It's about how you control them. We've said that forever. And in short answer, Alan, yeah, it's because our processor has a very finite way of balancing out even minimal zones to where we didn't have to just rush to mini LED, and we didn't have to have this game of all the zones in the world. Listen, there's a sub premium manufacturer that had 1,200 zones in a TV last year, and I promise you, from a picture quality standpoint, it was one of the worst TVs you could look at. And we would use that as an example to say it's not the number of zones that doesn't make a good TV. However, the flip side of that coin is you take a processor and a development team that can do so much magic with few zones or fewer zones like you have on the X90L, and then give it a huge number of zones. Oh, well, then it's easy, right? It's most companies throw hardware at problems that they can't fix with software. What we do is we build the software and maximize it, and then throw the hardware at it to take us over the top. That's how you get a Bravia 9. That's how you get a Bravia 7. So that's my little 2 cents on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said it. Yeah, John reminded me that the algorithm that is on our full array local dimming TVs are derived, from that. Like XR Backlight Master Drive is an algorithm, and that algorithm came from the hardware Backlight Master Drive back in the legendary Z9D. So yeah, it's everything cascades and grows, and we continue to build off of our technology, and as hardware is developed, we use it to support it and make it even better. So yeah.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
And Michael Beckerman had asked, can we make these 6 hours long? And I said, probably not going to happen because we don't have the time, but it'd be nice to. But I said, if Larry was talking more, we would definitely hit that 6 hours. You lived up to it, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, last show you said I was super quiet, so my bad.
True. No, it's good. It's good. All right. So let's see. POC Angel, POC Angel, not sure. Have you heard about Samsung 95F QD OLED 83 inches? Is it possible Sony can buy 83-inch QD OLED screens from Samsung, do the same or better? THX excited for Sony A95M. I mean, possible, sure. Because, we always stand behind that, it doesn't, the hardware matters to a point, but it's how you're utilizing it. And that's really what we do with our processing, is how we're best managing to control that hardware. So I have no idea what we're going to do in the future.
Right.
I don't know. So we'll have to see, but I'm sure there's something awesome in store. But I would be very confident that if we were using their panels, we would deliver an incredible result. Just saying. So A95M, I don't know. We'll see. I have no idea yet of anything that's happening next year. So let's
No,
see.
I don't either.
Let's see. Will we see or hope to see future 2025 TVs, Sony TVs more adapted to the new PS5 Pro, new technology and power? I don't know. I think it'd be cool to see. Personally, I think it would be cool if we did more unique things to kind of tie
Mhm,
our TV and the PlayStation together. Uh,
mhm.
but ultimately, when it comes to engineering, I have no idea. But yeah, personally, I think that would be really cool, especially if we did some more like exclusive stuff beyond what we currently do, just to really kind of make us stand out. So
Rest
awesome.
assured, you guys have communicated a lot about a desire for more gaming features and functions, and then
Yeah.
more PS5
Frame rate
connections.
counter noted. I saw that in
Yeah,
the chat here too. Yep.
yes. Everyone in Tokyo had. We've stopped communicating it because we know that the message has been received. So we'll see. I'm excited to see if
Yeah.
or what may happen.
Yep. Yeah. I threw a couple of comments in there too while Larry was on his thing that he was doing there. So, but yeah, Axeric, I don't have the answer to the question that you were asking at this time. But if you could put in a comment after the live is over, that way we can reply to it directly. That'd be great. There was also a
Mhm.
question about why can't I install the update from the US Sony web page? Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that from other regions. One thing to, PAL versus NTSC is just one thing. Some TVs, they're running 50 hertz versus us in 60. Definitely don't want to do that because that could cause issues if you somehow make it happen. So please do not do that. Only stick to your
Sounds good.
local region's updates. And sorry that it's not available yet, but hopefully soon.
Look, and it's a
Okay.
lot of smart people on here with us right now. Please don't try
Mhm.
to go to some pirated website that has some firmware update or whatever the case. Please don't try to side load and
Nope. Nope.
please don't do any of those things, especially
Yep.
with something as complex as this firmware update.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah.
Big
So
boss,
we're
what's up, big boss? I'm sorry, I saw a new
yeah.
name. Didn't recognize
Big
it.
yeah,
So
big boss, welcome.
big
Victor had
boss, you're
the
awesome.
real question is how are y'all doing? Doing pretty good. Just kind of like I knew we'd go over, but it's okay because I actually like doing this. Wish we had more time to do this, but yeah, I feel rushed and I don't like that feeling. You know.
I don't need to. Victor, I meant to say what's up to you, man. Sorry. How you doing? Ronan
Yeah,
and
Luca,
Luca, what's
Ronan,
up, brothers?
welcome as well. And I
Nice.
saw Joey B calling Larry as the guru. I'll leave this with one final question for you, Larry. Let me find it. Why don't I ever hear the word Sony in the NFL games? Walmart shouldn't get all the credit for the technology. So
Um,
we gotta go.
John, can you put the disclaimer up there? I'm gonna take a step. I'm gonna take a step. John said, "Oh boy," because this is. I'm gonna take a. Hey, I'm gonna make you guys proud. Okay, just hear me out. Okay, hear me out. the great thing about the great thing about Sony as a company is this. One part of what we do is specifically for the consumers that are out there. So those are things that you see advertised. That's what you hear what we're doing with Netflix and things of that nature. The other side of our business model is to help innovate and push the boundaries of what the experience can be. So our relationship as a technology partner with the NFL, most of that on and honestly is on the back end so that you as a viewer, regardless honestly of whatever TV you're looking at it on, or whatever the case may be, what we're trying to do is concentrate on giving you a better experience. Some things are more important. I'm hesitant to say that, but some things are more important than just try to get people to spend more money or swipe their credit card. Sometimes it's about making a more memorable, last game of the pro football season or whatever the case may be. Look, we've been doing things on the tennis side with the camera automatic determination of ins and outs or faults. We've been testing technology with respect to soccer and goals. Yeah, Hawkeye has been all over that. We're even
Mhm.
some of these things I can't say. Anyway, there's so much that we're doing on the back end that's either one part helping make the athletes and make the coaches more knowledgeable to give you a more competitive game or more exciting game. The other part of it is the experience that you're getting at home. we're not trying to get pats on the back or high fives for what we're doing there. It would be nice. I would love it because people would know our brand more. But it says a lot about our company where we're very humble in just wanting people's entertainment experience to be that much better. And we're okay if no one knows about it. So
yeah, that's a great way to put it. And I do think that is sort of kind of the Sony culture a little bit. You know, it's not to scream from the mountaintop, we're the best. You know, it's kind of like, hey, we're doing these awesome things. And I know when I first started with Sony and kind of learning about all this stuff and where Sony invented this kind of concept, they improved on this, they took this, made it better. And I'm just like, how does nobody know about that? I'm just not screaming it out from the mountaintops, you know? I think it's a huge deal. The new innovation for the backlight technology that goes into the Bravia 9, as well as the concept for the HX3110 mastering monitor. But I bet a lot of people don't know about it because we're not screaming out. But I think it's going to really change things for TVs. But we'll see. It'd be awesome to see what happens.
Yep.
Cool. 100%. But yeah, engineering first, marketing second, as John said. He's a smart guy too.
Look at what Andrew just said. Sony's doing a lot of work with the football team, Manchester City.
Yeah. Manchester City,
Andrew,
that's right. They
do.
Do.
Yeah, the virtual fan, all that kind of, there's a lot that we're doing with Man City. So yeah.
Yeah, good call out. A lot of people don't know about that one.
Yep.
That's awesome. Cool.
Good.
All right. So John's talking to us. Can we talk about that? Can we mention it? When is it? Are we?
So when you see the Simpson Bowl, okay, which is basically, I forgot what game it is, but it's basically the characters in the animated version, the characters of the Simpsons playing the simulcast version of a real life game. That is that's all the Sony technology. Those of you familiar, we did that for Toy Story previously. So yeah,
captured by Hawkeye technology, and it's Beyond Sports that does the translation into the game in near real time, which is really impressive. So cool. All right, let's December 9th. I don't know where it is, but you heard it here first or second, maybe. I don't know. So let's wrap up here. There you go. POC Angel, we're going to have to get back to you on the best life hack product you could buy, because that's a discussion that I think would be an interesting discussion as well. So maybe you could tune in next time and we'll talk about that. I did write that down as well. That's a really good question. And you're very welcome. Thank you all for being here as well. Yeah. If we did fail to answer your questions, either to the degree of you were hoping for an answer, whatever, send us a comment after the live is over, or send us an email. We will interact with that and answer those to the best of our ability as soon as we can. So thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Just as well, to keep us, you just give us some ammo to make sure we can keep doing this, I guess is a better way to put it. Please please subscribe, hit the notification bell. We do have some other cool stuff happening. So we do need to make sure that our bosses see that people want to see us, so that way we have a reason to keep doing this, because we do love it. So, Blue Hoodie Club.
John, I know Derek's wrapping up. I love doing this. John, are we giving away one of the prizes that we're giving away for the sweepstakes? Is it a bar 8 or a bar 9?
Ooh.
It's a bar 9. I think it's a bar 9 also. So take that as a teaser. So it's a great reason for you to share and subscribe. We will have more information about the sweepstakes, but yeah, bar 9 is one of the sweepstakes we'll give away. And I think we have like almost 10 things we're giving away. So it's not like,
there was a lot of people, a lot of people that were all into like, I got stuff. So cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
We're good.
Oh, sure. Yeah. If you guys are looking for any gifts for people, there are links. You can go head over to Sony and get some stuff too. Obviously that's always good. Get some more product, get some experience, and then you can ask us about some questions about that stuff, how to get the most out of it, whatever works. We're here to support. So
that was pretty good, Derek. Yeah, I like that.
Either way, we're here to support either way, as to the best of our ability. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Larry, thank you as well. John, thank you as well.
Thank you, Derek. I'll talk to you in 2 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Be well. Be safe. Guys. Take care. See ya.
Take care.